Hello and welcome to the Blobber Checks Out Knights in Tight Spaces, which looks like it's a mix between a turn-based tactics game and sort of a deck builder, maybe? We will see. New game. Ah, so this is difficulty. We'll go with default. Brawler or fighter? Eh, why would I want to punch people when I can smack them with an axe? Starting items, 1 sword, 40 green health crosses, 0 shields, 1 sword, 1 shield, unarmed attacks deal extra, which seems weird, melee weapons deal extra, sure. Slip movement. Move to either side of adjacent enemy or move 1 tile. Dash. Move 2 tiles. Block. Add block. Attack. Do attack. Long attack. Deal 6 from a long way away. Maintain your distance. Deals 14 a long way away. Spend X momentum. I don't know what momentum is yet, but to deal 6x damage. 4 times 2 or 4x2 fists. Push enemies 1 tile in opposite direction and deal 4 damage. Push. If the destination tile is occupied, deal damage. Flash kick. Deal 14 damage. Move 1 tile away from the target. Sweep. Deal 6 damage to adjacent characters in a 5-tile arc. Okay. Welcome to Knights in Tight Spaces. This looks like the first time you've played. Are you familiar with fights in tight spaces? No, I am not at all. Knights in Tight Spaces is a turn-based deck-building fighting game. So turn-based tactics mixed with deck building, as I said. Press to continue. Use the Q and E buttons to rotate your view left and right. Use mouse to highlight cards in your hand, and press to select. Move the selection cursor to the indicated tile and press left mouse button to carry out the action. Right mouse button to cancel a selection or toggle between card selection. Let's make the game a bit quieter. To cancel a selection or to toggle between card selection and board cursor movement. I meant to do that square? Meant to do the enemy square. The way they were highlighting this with red made me think I was supposed to do the skeleton. It's still too bloody loud. There we go. Some cards require momentum to play. You'll see this indicated on the top right of the card. If a card cannot be played, its momentum cost will be shown in red. So that one is currently in red because that needs 1 momentum and I have 0, presumably? Your current momentum is shown here. And they should probably flash this to... They should make this some color, and then they should make this flashing circle match that color. Next to it is the amount of momentum you start with on your next turn. Play the focus card to refill momentum. So I currently have 0 and I will have 3? Now your momentum is higher. You can play the jump attack card. You are now close enough to the enemy to use the jab. Use it to dispatch your adversary now. Congratulations, you have won the tutorial fight. A fight ends when every opponent is defeated, or when you've completed all of the main objectives. Let's talk about opponents. During your quest, you'll come into a variety of enemies. You will sometimes be given warning of where and when they will arrive. Look for this marker. If the tile is blocked at the end of turn, the enemy will be prevented from arriving. Press return or click the end turn button to finish your turn. Press and hold Alt or click the show info button at any time to see the current health. Okay. of all characters. Enemies will be activated if they are targeting the player at the beginning of their turn or if any character enters their range during the turn. Enemies with projectiles can attack from any distance provided there isn't an intervening obstacle. Press left click to continue. Use front click on the selected enemy to push them into the ranged enemy's line of sight. Okay, attack enemy and push. And now he's going to shoot them. Once an enemy has been... No, that's the same. The icon under the enemy indicates they're getting attacked. That I don't see, I'm sorry. Is there meant to be something underneath them? Pass the cursor over a target to see an individual enemy's stats. If you see the star-ish icon, the enemies in the enemy's info panel, it means they are currently primed to attack on their turn. Press return or click the end turn button to finish. Enemies can move during their turn. Depending on their attack range, they may move towards you if they're close range, or keep their distance if they have ranged attacks. Enemies will try to stay away from tiles adjacent to the void, and get out of the way of other enemies. Use jab on the indicated enemy. Now use front kick to dispatch the last one. Is it going to kick him off the edge of the map? Yes. Let's take a look at more advanced mechanics. Do you just want me to flip the screen around? Is that what you're waiting for? Okay, I want to take a look at more advanced mechanics. All the other times they've prompted us to, like, click next, or do an attack and do something. It is very unclear here what they actually want me to do. What do you want me to do, game? You want me to click. Okay. Some cards have an alternate movement amount. Use the option play card to move close to the enemy. You can use the environment to your advantage. Cards like Head Smash can be used only when the target is adjacent to a wall or barrier. Note that some cards like Head Smash will cause an enemy to face you, so they will attack you if they survive the attack. Look out for this icon on the card. Slam target into adjacent edge, wall, or object. Deal 10 damage plus 1 damage per combo. Unarmed. Can only be used by a character with no weapons. Remove all combo after using ability. Target will turn to face attacker. Ignore dodge. Cannot be dodged. Sometimes you'll have to take a hit. Play the block card now. Any damage done will be taken from block before health. Note that leftover block is usually lost at the end of turn. Press left mouse to continue. See, that's what they should have had on the very first text dialogue. If an opponent is pushed out of the fight space, they are knocked out immediately. Enemies can be pushed over railings. Windows, they can be pushed over windows. Not through windows, over windows. Open doors, they can be pushed over open doors. Or they can be pushed over anywhere you can see a hazard marker like this one. The grammar there is... Grammar Nazi Blobber says, improve your grammar. Note that void spaces won't always be marked with a hazard marker. Use push to dispatch the enemy. Press return, press carriage return, or click the end turn button to finish your turn. Every time you make a successful attack, your combo level will increase. Combo is maintained between turns, but any movement you do will reduce combo for each tile of movement. You need to reposition in order to attack. Note that with very few exceptions, you can only move in a straight line. Use dash to get closer to the enemy. Some cards require a specific combo level before they can be played. For example, left spin kick. Some cards increase your combo without the need for an attack. Use Jolt to increase your combo. Now you can use left spin kick. Note that besides pushing enemies through a void, you can hurt them by pushing them against an obstacle. But that wasn't a kick. You body pushed them with your hands onto the table. If an enemy is primed to attack you, you can also choose to take the counter action, allowing you to retaliate during the enemy's turn. Play the counter card now. Use Carriage Return to end the turn. Some cards, like Grapple, require multiple steps. Select the card first. Move the target into any adjacent tile within the board. No combo gain. Target will turn to face away. Then select the enemy. And finally, select the destination. I mean, pushing them towards the end of the... Hello? I want to push him here. Game? Okay, so even though it was indicating I could do it to a whole bunch of squares, do it to this exact square for no obvious reason. As you progress through the game, you will come across cards and enemies with new abilities. If you need a reminder, you can hover over a card to see the explanation of what each icon means. You can disable and enable help tooltips in the options menu. The first time you encounter a new mechanic, a help screen will pop up to explain it. You can enable and disable these help screens in the options menu. As you play the game, you will accrue weapons and equipment. You can see the effects of any equipment in the status panel. Cards marked with the sword icon will use the effects of any weapons held. Now attack the marked enemy. Okay, with... I'm not at range, so not fireball. We could do front kick. Cannot be used by the selected character. No, so it wants us to front kick this guy. Or not? Game? You want me to long strike the enemy directly in front of me. Even when holding a weapon, some attacks still use fists or feet. Cards marked with fists or feet will use a melee-related effect and modifiers. Now attack the marked enemy. Some cards cannot be played at all if you don't have the correct weapon. Certain characters carry the attuned trait. This means they get access to powerful magic. They are marked with the S with two little stars icon. Press mouse to continue. Use Fireball to finish off the night. What is an adventure without a party? During your quest, you'll be able to control multiple characters at once. The whole party shares the same cards and deck, as well as momentum and combo. Use the buttons on the left side of the screen to switch between characters, or select them in the play area. Select the brawler now. But there isn't a brawler, there's a fighter. Ah, this guy? Okay, I thought he was red so that he was another enemy, and that only green and blue, but the game has made the extreme faux pas of coloring someone red and having them not be an enemy. That's just not something you do these days. They could make them yellow, they could make them cyan, they could make them magenta, but no, they've chosen to make them slightly different shade of red than the enemy. Oh, that hurts. Your party will assist one another with support attacks. When one of your characters attacks, any other character in range of the target will immediately attack with a free attack. Use the quick strike on the target. You can check a character's support attacks in the status panel. Select the hunter now. Notice that the hunter's support attack is ranged. I don't notice that because this space is empty, game. Thanks to his bow. How am I meant to... Okay, this was meant to be highlighted, and it wasn't because I didn't mouse and click him. I used the other way that they just described of... You can do this two ways. If you don't do it the way we intend you to at the moment, then the rest of the tutorial will stop making sense. Reposition to the second enemy and attack with the front kick, making use of the hunter's ranged support. But we're not within... That's 2 squares, isn't it? Nope, no idea what to do. Maybe they mean have your hunter dash next to him. Also seemingly no? Okay, they wanted the other unit. Reposition to the second enemy and attack with the front kick, making use of the hunter's ranged support. Now make use of what you've learnt and use your whole party to take down the remaining enemy. Oh, I'm not allowed to move. I'm not allowed to move L shapes, I have to remember that. They did tell me, it's my fault. My assumption was I'd be able to move fighter zigzag, but no. So we should grab you, we should move you 2 squares closer. We should step you onto the... No. Change you, step you onto here. And then long strike. Not allowed to, because it needs a thing, and then we can attack you and the other guy will help. Sure. Hello, can I... I want the... Why aren't the cards at the bottom doing what they did before? Okay, because they won't show until you select one of the people. Fair enough. Well, Ranger should definitely use quick shot. No reason not to. Level 1. Party deaths. Extra objectives. Damage taken 0. Nice. Turns to completion 2. Plus 85%. Score. Done. Barkeep, Hustler, didn't I warn you what would happen if I saw you around here again? Apologize, laugh it off, or stand my ground. Okay. I suppose I could leave, but then who would defend this place when against all of the lowlives of the kingdom? The entire reason there are lowlives come is because of you. What I'm hearing is that I'm good for business. Soon the decision will be made for you, and you're going to make an enemy you simply can't brush aside. The doors burst open, revealing a gang of angry thuds, like these guys. Oh, and then we have a Slay the Spire-esque advancement system. Maybe, but they aren't teaching us how to interact with it. Okay, they meant for me to click the first shield. I thought that would be a level that I've already finished. Void tiles are spaces outside the board. These spaces instantly kill people who move onto them. Use them to your advantage and be careful not to be pushed into them yourself. They're shown when you hold the Show Info button. Rollbacks allow you to revert your actions to the start of the current turn. I mean, this seems good. But how do I know which 5 tiles it covers? Okay, I'm spent. What does this do first? I mean, that looks like it's a perfect amount to you. Yeah, and that puts me next to the other guy. Who we can then that kind of smack. Done. Okay, damage taken 14, we minus 14. 50. That doesn't add up. 200 plus 60% is not 500. The math on here is... yeah, something is very wrong with that math, but let's not question it. Let's just say the game has bad math. Select your reward. Deal 6 damage and push an adjacent enemy. Deal 6 ranged damage, ignore block. Deal 2x8 damage. No, we don't have a bow person. Do you know who that was? You know who that was, don't you? I can't be expected to recognize everyone that wants a piece of me. Well, get to know them. That gang controls the whole region. You need to be ready, because when they find out what you've done, they will come for you. They will come for us all. Yeah, see, that's what I was expecting. I was expecting to click the next one. Heard you were causing trouble. I would argue that the trouble very much came to me. That was just the start of it. Can I offer some assistance? Sure, why not? Agnes Gifford, the hunter. At their best when armed with a bow, but has a few surprises when it comes to close-up engagements. Sure, random stranger. Let's fight bad guys together. Some voids are over railings. Any character pushed over railing will be instantly killed. Throws that move characters around cannot be used to throw enemies over railings. Railings are highlighted in red when you hold down the show info button. Stun is a negative effect that prevents an enemy from attacking. It goes into effect the moment they're stunned and clears after a turn. So we could push this guy out here. But we only have one attack that will push. Sure, that seems like a good turn. No, I think I prefer you. Finish him. You. Move one sideways. Now heavy attack him. And that did nothing. I don't have a good grasp on where momentum is indicated. So, I get that they want to have cute little symbols down here, but it's probably a situation where once you're used to what they mean, it will be immediately clear, but until then it's clunky. Why did that use both of the dashes? Maybe because I'm facing the wrong way? Oh, it's gone back to the start of turn. Okay, so that's what the reset button they talked about was. No, do not like. That bumped my own guy. Sure. Why you no shoot? Because you're facing the wrong way? Maybe. But she still can't shoot. Again, the math doesn't work out here. Do we want quick strike, shove, or jab? Probably just damage. Although gaining some momentum is nice. They've sent a lot of people after you. What exactly did you do? I'm still trying to work that out. There was drink involved. What's your motivation? They took from me. I need to take back what is mine. Ooh, mysterious. Well, Agnes, looks like we have ourselves a good old-fashioned quest. Can't we be the only ones this gang... We can't be the only ones this gang is causing trouble for. There must be others who need our help. Sure? We could buy stuff. Add a dark magic card to our deck. Seeing as we can't tell what dark magic card is, that is of questionable value. Gains 6 block at the start of each turn. That is fantastic. Okay, we'll go with the shield for the moment. Can't afford anything else. These appear to be functionally the same. Bleeding is a negative status effect that can be stacked. It deals damage equal to the current bleed value at the start of their turn, and diminishes by 1 every turn. kind of prefer that you quick shot this guy. And we're too poor. Fair enough. No, I wanted you to turn to face this way. Okay, you can't shoot through things, which instinctively feels wrong to me, but it is the way things are. I suppose it's fair because the enemy can't shoot through things either. So even if I don't like it, it is reasonable. That'll do. Yeah, mixing people seems bad because you end up with a lot of cards that only one character can use. Again, the math does not check out, but whatever. Henry, who goes there? Easy there. I mean no harm. I represent an organization that brings balance to the kingdom. We need people like you. People like me? Not sure balance is my style. You've made more inroads to bring down this gang than my own people have in weeks. If you join us, we'll give you the resources to take the fight to them. Okay. That's the sort of resources I can get behind. I suggest you use this to get prepared. The battle ahead will not be easy. Okay, you move to the side. Use Big Donk. Dash. and you're out of turns. Now, I had assumed that our health would carry over between, like, would reset every fight. This was a horrible assumption, as it turns out. Oh, that spent all our everything. Okay. And now we've got hundreds of cards that are useless to us because of the... Oh, that's terrible. Fight failed. You've failed your mission. Where is the quit? No, I don't mind the concepts, but I don't feel like they've done a good idea of explaining to me the actual in-game resources and how they work. It would be much like a lot of those things, like when they have the word momentum, they could have the symbol of momentum next to it, so that I more quickly learn which of the three resources at the bottom it represents. Little things like that. It seems okay enough in terms of being a, like, turn-based tactics slash deck builder with a sort of slay the spire-y move forwardsiness, but yeah, it needs to improve its tutorialization at the start. And it's not like it had zero tutorialing. It had a fairly significant tutorial. It just needs to improve the quality of what's there. So when it introduces the first resource, have that resource be big and visible, and the others be, 90% alpha transparency. So that when they're talking about the first thing, you know what it matches. Then they talk about the second thing. Use the keyword, have the little symbol that goes at the bottom of the screen that matches that resource, and then bring that one to the front. Again and again and again. So that you can actually meaningfully learn them, not there's 7 different numbers and 7 different little mana things at the bottom of the screen, and you're told what one of them is, but you have no idea which of the symbols at the bottom of the screen it corresponds to. It should also make everyone red. Yes, make every character red rather than only your third. You're the third character in your party. Don't make that character red. Recolor it so that no matter what, the player characters are a different color. Noticeably different colors than the enemy. It has potential. It needs a fair bit of polish. I don't think it's terrible, but it needs some polish from where it is. Hopefully they do a good job of making it better. That could be real fun.